Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back. With What If Deku Was the Shield Hero Part 1. Brand new series for my 8K sub special. Off the rip, I want to say thank you all for all the love and support that I've been getting on this channel. We're already like halfway to 9K now, boys. Like, I had to hurry up with this series because we were going so fast to 9K. Like, y'all are just straight up insane, and I appreciate all the love and support all the time. This is the most fun I've ever had in any type of project, anything I've ever done in my life. So I've been having a lot of fun with this, and y'all are really making it in that possible that I might be able to make this a job. So it's all love at the end of the day. Quick thing, really fast. Down below in the description, if y'all want to cop some anime apparel, I have a link there for y'all. You get 10% off using code GOLDEN at checkout, a 10% discount. And yeah, and a couple more things before we start the What If. I know I hate doing this to y'all, but before we start the What If, this is gonna be a lot different than any of my other What Ifs, any of them. And y'all know how I love to twist canons, so if something in here is not completely correct, then you know why. So this will be a Deku as the shield hero, but in the My Hero Academia universe. But the thing is it's gonna be a little different. The My Hero universe is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna explain it in the beginning of the narration, so I'll leave that to that, but I wanted to put that out there immediately. Also, comment down below any suggestions for this What If. Anything that you want, any villains, any whatever you want to see. You want to see something cool, we're doing it. You want to see if it gets enough likes, it gets enough comments, we're doing it. I want this to be as interactive as possible. So keep blowing this series up, and I'll keep pushing these episodes out to make this as interesting as possible. Because after this first episode, you'll realize why I want y'all to interact. Because this is no normal story, boys. Alright, enough of that. I ranted for like 2.5 minutes. Sorry about that. We will get into the What If right now. Let's get it. We all know the story of Izuku Midoriya and his road to becoming the #1 hero. The boy that was quirkless and was bullied every day for something he couldn't control. Until All Might, the #1 hero at that time, blessed him with a power by the name of One for All. Izuku Midoriya, hero named Deku, went on to be the greatest hero. There are many universes that we have seen. One that has had a Deku with a quirk. Others where he sacrificed himself for the greater good. And others when he went down the path of villainy and conquered the world. This universe was different. In this world there were quirks, but All Might and the fight with All for One happened before the era of Izuku Midoriya. All Might was heard about in legends, but did not live on in this current day. Izuku Midoriya, a quirkless boy, didn't strive to be a hero. His parents even created something far more beneficial than a clear-cut hero society. Midoriya was born into a family of secret agents. Being a quirkless, person just meant that you needed to work harder. But it was said that this world would soon fall back into turmoil, forcing the nations all around the world to call forth something deemed as the legendary cardinal weapons. It was said they would fly down from the sky and choose who they deemed to be worthy in this society to combat the villainy that was on its way. What nobody knew, though, was that these weapons would choose their host before even being summoned, setting them up for their true role in the world. Izuku Midoriya was a 15-year-old who barely started working and training as a spy with his parents, Inko and Hisashi Midoriya. They both trained him in the ways of stealth, hand-to-hand combat, and various other skills that would allow him to infiltrate, gain data, and get out. This is what Izuku Midoriya, codenamed Deku, thought his life was meant to be. Follow in the footsteps of his parents, become a great spy, and truly help society from the shadows. He was never a fan of this whole hero thing. Getting paid to make the world feel safe wasn't his ideal scenario. He wanted to help and save others, but without all the recognition. At the age of 16 is when he had his first mission. Your first mission, Deku, is to infiltrate the underground prison and rescue an unknown person that has been in slavery for the last 10 years. 10 years, huh? Why did it take so long to find their location? Son, you know it's not that simple. Yeah, I know. I'm on the way to the location now. Midoriya hangs up and heads into a building and starts scanning the area. Basically scanning it until he eventually finds a hatch that was hidden under a desk. Now what do we have here? He opens the hatch and begins hearing footsteps and people talking. You know, we should totally get some food. We have to stay and watch out tonight. You know that. What? Nobody ever comes down here. Me and Tyson got food last time. Just because... Wait. Did you hear that? Midoriya drops down from above, basically stunning one with a shock dart and chokes the other one unconscious. He taps on his earpiece and speaks. I'm in. Can you guide me? Yep. Just take a left, then a right, then a left. Should be right there. Yep, going in now. Midoriya busts through the door, seeing two other guys. He swiftly knocks them both out, finding a cell hidden in the room. He finds a girl that seems to be about 15 years old, sitting in the cell, weeping with scars all over her body. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of here. He searches the unconscious men, eventually finding a key for the cell. He opens the cell, but the girl cowers in the corner. Look, I'm friendly, I promise. The girl's ears perk up, and Midoriya realizes that she has raccoon ears and a raccoon tail. He picks the girl up and begins making his way out of the building until he hears more people approaching. Hey, don't worry, I'll get us out of here. Just hide here, okay? The girl nods but continues to shake in fear. Midoriya clicks a button on his watch and goes invisible. He walks through the area, finding the people making the noise above. He looks to see that it is just two homeless men. He quietly walks back, basically to leave waiting for them to leave, and then he eventually runs back to the girl. Going out of his invisibility, he guides the girl out of the prison. I'm at the extraction point. I need a pickup. The girl looks up at him, asking if he's the hero. The hero? No, I'm just doing my job. Come on, hop on my back. I'll take you. She does so and keeps asking if he's sure that he isn't the hero. That she was told the hero would come and save her. There are a lot of heroes out there. I'm not sure which hero specifically you mean. Midoriya is picked up by a helicopter, and the man piloting it is in shock. Good job, son. Get in and hurry up. Midoriya listens and they head back to the agency. They bring the girl into an infirmary, and Hisashi begins talking to Midoriya. Izuku, you don't know who that is, do you? No, why? Well, do you know, as a kid I would tell you stories about when the world was at its worst. These four cardinal heroes would arise and the weapons would choose them. Yeah, what about it? I don't remember it that well. I was like 5 years old, Dad. Izuku, that girl looks exactly like one of the partners of the legendary shield hero. Hisashi shows a picture of the shield hero with his partners, and one of them looks like that girl, and looks like the girl he just saved. Dad, what's the girl's name? I don't know, but she looks exactly like her, Izuku. Okay, if it is her, what does that mean? Well, it either means that you saved someone who you shouldn't have, or you're the shield hero. Midoriya argues, saying that's not even possible. He's quirkless and he is no hero. He works here. Azuku, we both know you are a hero, but in a different way. But we won't know if you are the shield hero until the weapon appears and chooses you. Midoriya nods, and Hizashi tells him to not worry, and that yes, the arrival of the weapons would mean imminent danger, but if he is given the shield, there is nobody better for the job. Midoriya leaves the room to an infirmary and begins talking to the girl. Hello, first off, you are in my agency's infirmary, so don't be afraid. You are safe now, okay? Okay, thank you. No problem. Now what's your name? She tells him that her name is Raphtalia, and that she's been in jail since the last time the hero has arisen, so she swore that he must be the hero. Do you mean the shield hero, Raphtalia? She begins crying and nodding, but Izuku tells her that he saved her, but as you can see, he has no shield. Well, maybe not yet, but you will be. Maybe, Raphtalia, but let's worry about your safety first. Midoriya begins to leave, but she tries to stand, calling out to him, and she begins saying that all she remembers is being in jail after the last hero left. But it's like all those memories are gone beyond just that. Midoriya stops and responds. It's like you were born onto a new person every time the shield hero leaves. She nods, saying that has to be it because she can feel past lives, but ones that weren't necessarily hers. Thank you for the information. Now get some rest. Midoriya goes to his dad and tells him the information he found out about the girl, including her name and all the stuff about her being saved by the hero. Izuku, this sounds like you are the hero, kid. In Japan, around this region normally summons the shield according to the legends. Midoriya nods and tells his dad he's just gonna go get some rest. He walks into his room, but when he gets there, Midoriya feels this compelling force drawing him in. He walks outside to see a yellow circle with people around it, making a summoning. What the hell are they doing? A beam of light strikes down and something appears on the ground. The group of people surround the circle and chant, "The shield! The shield! The shield!" Midoriya then wakes up in shock. It's been 2 years since I've saved that girl. I slowly but surely feel like this whole legend thing isn't real. She somehow keeps hope though, but the world is getting worse and heroes are not appearing. At least not the cardinal ones. Midoriya walks into his living room and is greeted by Raphtalia and his family. They invite him basically to have breakfast and he sits down. Raphtalia begins being super nice and asking how he slept and all that stuff until breaking news came on. Huh? What is going on? They look and the news begins showing the sky cracking. As you can see, the sky above us seems to be in complete turmoil. Scientists estimate that it could be as early as a month before the sky actually splits open, letting in whatever is trying to, get into our world. We will keep you updated. Raphtalia begins to shake in fear. Those are the waves. They're coming. Midoriya asks what she's talking about, and she tells him that the waves are a supernatural thing that occurs every month or so, and that's what killed her parents. Midoriya looks at Hizashi, realizing that the shield has probably been summoned. But this whole 1 month thing doesn't sound right, and that Raphtalia doesn't remember everything. And things do change based on, her past life. Dad, I've been having dreams about the shield again. I'm not sure what it means, but I have an idea of where it could be. His dad grabs his keys and tells him everyone to hop in the car. Midoriya guides them to the area, eventually arriving at a library. Izuku, do you really think this is the place? Midoriya nods and runs out, followed by Raphtalia. He enters the library and begins getting drawn in by something. He picks up a book that speaks of the legend of the 4 cardinal heroes, until the book began flipping pages on its own and began to glow, consuming the entire library and making it disappear. A huge cloud of smoke appears around Midoriya and Raphtalia, and when it clears, his parents look at him in shock. The shield. He looks to see the shield on his arm, and a party system shows up in front of him, showing that Raphtalia is binded to him, and they are both level 1. See, I told you, you are the hero. Midoriya looks at his parents with a worried look, and they get back in the car and head home. Izuku, you know what this means? Yeah, I do. Raphtalia asks what are they talking about, and Hisashi explains that if the legendary weapons are here, that means danger isn't too far beyond, and anything could be coming, meaning Izuku needs to go train to be a hero. So what do you think, Dad? Where should I train? You know where you should train, kid. Yeah, UA. But getting in isn't the problem. You know who is in that school. Raphtalia asks what they are talking about, and they explain that when Midoriya was younger, he, got bullied by various classmates for being quirkless. And of course, he didn't care and just wanted to work at the agency. But now, if he goes there as the shield hero, the reception may not be amazing. Well, I'll go with him. I am part of his party after all. Raphtalia, I already plan on taking you. That's not the issue here. Hisashi agrees, saying that they can run into unwanted issues with upcoming heroes in training and, frankly, even pros. But Izuku will need to figure that out as, he goes. Midoriya nods, telling him that he has about 5 months to prepare, so that's what he will do. I'm proud of you, son. We will do anything we can to help you. Midoriya just smiles. First off, get this girl a sword. For the next 5 months, Izuku trains with Raphtalia on how to use her sword, and they began hunting through the forest, finding monsters, and collecting various things, basically on the way. Midoriya absorbed herbs, animal skins into his shield, getting various new shields. When they weren't fighting monsters, they were going back to the agency, fighting robots that were basically built for them to train on. And also they would, put parts of whatever they could find around in the labs into the shield. After the first month, Midoriya would periodically check in on the crack in the sky, but it seemed like nothing was actually occurring. The entire 5 months of training passed by before his entry into UA, but the crack in the sky still has not moved. He heard from the news that it must have stabilized, but how could he believe that? The news doesn't even know what is going on at this point. The first day of UA, the School for Future Heroes, arrived, and Midoriya left his home with Raphtalia, and a message was sent to the principal beforehand. He arrived and entered the principal's office. Shield Hero, welcome, welcome. Please, Principal Nezu, Midoriya or Izuku is just fine. Well, Midoriya, I'm glad to see you here, and I know your whole story. Your parents have told me. Shield or not, and quirk or not, you're very impressive. Midoriya thanks him and Nezu explains that a dorm is ready for him, and his party member has a room next to his as well. And Nezu tells him that if he needs anything to let him know. Thank you, Principal Nezu. My pleasure. Now please get settled, and your hero training classes start in 3 hours. Midoriya nods and heads out with Raphtalia into the dorms. He approaches both of their rooms, and they are joint rooms, allowing for both people to move in and out of the rooms without actually leaving. Wow, that's convenient. He really thought of everything, huh? Midoriya helps Raphtalia get settled in her room and gets settled in his as well. Hey, I'm gonna go get us some food. I'll be right back, okay? Stay here. She agrees and he heads out of the room. He starts heading out to a nearby exit but is stopped. You, what's your name? What do you want? And why do you want to know? Midoriya tries to leave, but the man grabs his arm. You look familiar to someone I once knew, this quirkless nobody. Sounds interesting, but I don't know you. Midoriya twists the guy's arm to basically loosen his grip, and he gets out of the grip and walks away. He gets food from a nearby food place and heads to the dorm. He is then approached by the same guy, but he starts launching at him with explosions. Damn it, what is he doing? Airstrike's shield! The man slams into the shield and his eyes grow wide, like in shock. I know you. You're that Deku. And you're the wielder of the shield? Why did the shield choose someone like you? Useless. Bakugo, I don't know why we must continue this insult game. I'm only here to help this world. That's it. Midoriya tries to leave, but Bakugo stops him. You're not going anywhere. Bakugo tries to blast him, but his quirk is not working. Katsuki Bakugo, I've heard enough. I've heard about you in general. Loudmouth kid with a strong quirk. Get out of here or I'll expel you. Bakugo scoffs and walks away. Sorry about that, kid. Good to see the shield hero willing to train at UA, even with these annoying brats. Midoriya laughs. I assume you're my sensei? You got it, kid. I'll see you in class in about an hour. The man leaves and Midoriya brings food to Raphtalia. After an hour, they both arrive to the class early and sit down. Aizawa waits for the entire class to enter and begins introductions. Hello class, welcome to UA. As you all know, this isn't your normal college. The education here is built on making you a better hero. It's a 2-year program, so I'll be your teacher for 2 years. Now everyone stand up and introduce yourselves, and say your quirk. Everyone in UA is pretty familiar, looks pretty familiar to Izuku, being that he went to the high school with them, but unfortunately the majority of them are, well, bullies. Everyone introduces themselves except for Raphtalia and Deku, but Aizawa tells them not to by waving his hand for them to sit down. Listen up, the last 2 people are different, if you haven't noticed. Okay, go ahead now. I'm Izuku Midoriya and this is Raphtalia, and I'm, well, the shield hero. He shows his shield and most of them realize that it's that quirkless kid from high school. One kid by the name of Ida walks up to him saying that he isn't the shield hero. No way the legendary shield of legend would pick a quirkless loser. Ida tries to take the shield off of him, but, well, it doesn't budge. Midoriya takes it off himself and throws it at the wall. But as he does this, it just reappears back in his arm. Good enough proof? Well, for you? Ida scoffs and sits down. Go ahead and sit down, Midoriya. Now I want all of you to treat him with respect, just like the rest of you students. And if you choose not to, then I won't be stopping him from, well, protecting himself. Aizawa tells the class that they have one more thing to do, and they will be basically just doing it today. It's basic scenario training and how to analyze certain environments. They all head out to Ground Gamma, and everyone breaks off into groups of 4s. Midoriya gets put into a group with Raphtalia, Momo, and Kirishima. Before anything, Raphtalia asks Momo and Kirishima if they were part of the group to bully Izuku, and he puts his hand on her shoulder telling her that he chose this group beforehand and that they treated him well. Yeah, bro, you're so manly now. But then it seemed like back then you didn't even care about this hero stuff. So now you're all mighty and stuff, and now you're super mighty about it? That's so cool. Momo chimes in, saying that she is happy to see him pursuing being a hero, even if it's only under, well, this circumstance, and she points at the shield. Aizawa quiets down the class and begins explaining various breakdowns depending on where and when, how many opponents they are dealing with. Midoriya, come over here. I want you to use what I said to fend off Bakugo and Uraraka. Midoriya sighs, asking what was the point of groups, and he basically tells him that, well, plans change. The two of them charge at Midoriya, and immediately he puts Uraraka in a shield prison, and then slams Bakugo into a wall with an airstrike shield. Now, Needle Shield! Needles go flying out of the shield, pinning Bakugo into the building. Good job, Midoriya. Separate the threat. Create a manageable one-on-one battle. Good job. Midoriya nods and lets the two out of the prison, and the other, retracting all the needles and such. He walks away, but as he does so, basically both Uraraka and Bakugo attack him from behind. But Kirishima blocks the blast from Bakugo, and Raphtalia puts her sword up to the neck of Uraraka. Aizawa activates his quirk, grabbing Uraraka and Bakugo with his scarf, dragging them away, telling the class to continue. Thanks, you two. I appreciate it. Raphtalia hugs him, saying that of course she's, his sword. No problem, bro. I mean, I will always have your back from here on out. The shield begins to signal to Midoriya. He looks to see a countdown starting at 2 days. He looks to the sky, seeing that the crack in the sky over Japan is slowly breaking. I hope you're serious about that, because I need to speak with you and Momo. Class ends and they all head back to the dorms, and they ask what he needs. Look at this, you two. Raphtalia knows about this already, but this is the first time I've actually gotten to see a timer. They ask for what, and he explains that crack is called the wave, and that basically he has been sent here, or at least the shield has, to stop it, and whatever follows it, and he needs a team that he can trust. They both immediately agree, and he tells them that it's going to be a challenge, but they will even gain strength from this, most likely passing the rest of their class in strength. They agree to joining him and ask what about Raphtalia. Don't worry about her. She is way stronger than what anyone would imagine. Kirishima responds, really? I never would have guessed that. She just seems like a sweet girl. Hey, she is my sword after all. Midoriya tells Aizawa about the predicament, and they're excused for the next 2 days, and Midoriya begins going through the same training he did with Raphtalia, getting both Momo and Kirishima's levels up. But due to their lack of bond compared to him and Raphtalia, the level up process is a bit slower. After a bit of training for the 2 days, the 2 days were finally over, and the timer was about to be up, and the first wave was about to arrive. A message shows up to teleport them to the primary area of the wave, and Midoriya commences the teleport. Hope you all are ready. They all tell him yes, and they get teleported to the prime area of the wave. And that's a wrap for this episode of part 1 of What If Deku Was the Shield Hero. Alright, as y'all can tell, super different. Literally way different than anything I've ever done. Okay? I want all of y'all to comment down below anything you want to happen in the wave, after the wave. Who do you want joining his party next? Because I have Momo, Kirishima, and Raphtalia, obviously. I eventually want to add, obviously, people from the Shield universe, right? So Philo eventually will come in. I'm not gonna say when, but eventually will, obviously. But yeah, anybody else you want me to add, I'll add them. Maybe it's a character from a different anime. Maybe it's a character, I don't know. We'll see, right? It could be like, if it makes sense, I'd be down to do it. We transfer them into UA, we do something cool like that. Alright, I want this to be as interactive as possible, like I said, so make sure to comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that sub button and that like button. We're on the road to 9K already, boys. And the like button helps the algorithm, helps people watch this video. I want this series to go as long as possible. So if y'all keep coming in with the views, coming in with the comments saying, hey, we should do this for the next wave, or we should do this for this wave, we should do this for the next wave, we should add these people, we'll keep doing it, we'll keep killing it. But when all that slows down, eventually I'm gonna have to basically cut the series off. But this is like a free world series. Literally has no anime continuity really. But I thought this would have been cool. Like, it's like a weird group, like a weird, like, you know, subscriber type of story, you know what I mean? So yeah, at the end of the day, I hope all of y'all enjoyed this what if so far, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, that's about it, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.